Okay, everybody, welcome to round one. The deck building just ended, so we should be ported into the game in just a second. And so if you saw my deck tech video, then I am playing white-red aggressive, and we would like to play first as that. Okay, here's a hand where we just need to draw a land, and we pretty much will win, so we will not mulligan, and we will hope that we draw land on the next turn or the turn after, and preferably both, because that gives us a real beating to throw onto our opponent. So we're going to go ahead and play out our planes and pass the turn over. Next turn we will be playing out our Mauler, obviously, and hoping to haste up our ringleader for the following turn. Alright, there's our Zorostrike. Not a card I wanted to see, like I said. We won't be playing that card too early. Though if we get a land here, we are in very good shape. We'll just let our opponent do his thing. Oh, our opponent said hello and good luck. We will also say the same thing. Let's hope we hit a land here, and we don't. Alright, well, this really leaves our plays limited. This is what I was worried about with 16 lands kind of stalling out at the beginning, but we're still only one land away from being in a fine spot. So we'll just go ahead and take what we can get and hope he doesn't have a pillar, which he probably would have used on his turn, not playing anything else. So this is going to be a pretty interesting round one, I feel like, with our opponent not being mana screwed and having a blue-red deck, which can be quick and controlly. Oh, this is just tough. Alright, well, we're gonna be attacking again. I mean, I guess we're still ahead in a race if these are the only two creatures out, but these are not going to be the only two creatures out, and we know that. We're just kind of sitting back until we hit that third land. The line of play, I'm trying to decide what it'll be, and it'll depend on what cards he throws out here as to what our line of play is. And he has nothing, so he might be holding back for a Crippling Chill or something like that. And now we're in the unenvious position of having to toss something after this turn. And to be honest, I would rather just burn my Zealous Strike than toss something. So that's actually going to be the play. Let's see what he has here. Okay, that's what we figured he was kind of holding back for. So now we are just going to have to outright throw a card out of our hand. And all the cards in my hand I really like, and I like the way they work with each other. So he sees that we're mana screwed, and he's taking advantage of it, which I can certainly appreciate. You guys can let me know in the video what you think is the toss card here. With our first strike guy in hand, I'm gonna pitch the Zealous Strike. It's our only trick, and it's probably one of our best, but we don't have any other options, to be honest. Though now we have a case where even if we do grab our ringleader, it's only going to get in for 3. And not even that now. Okay, so so not drawing our mana has really put us in a bind. We're almost in scoop territory, though. We're only one card away from getting back in it. We are not going to be soul bonding these guys. I'm not attacking into a swine with no pump anyways. We are going to just pass the turn over. And the good thing is, though, he's on 3 colors and is playing a fairly slow deck, it seems like, so if not this game, next game against this opponent, I don't feel too bad about yet. So that boar is fat, and that boar is real fat. Oh, he attached it to the Drake, kind of splitting his power. That's fine. We're going to have to not allow the damage to go and block with our Stonewright. We can't be taking down to 8 at this point with him having the power to kill us on the board. Alright, so there's our land. Let's think about what the play is going to be here. if we pair our ringleader, we're not attacking this turn in either case. So we're not, I don't know if we're in a spot to double block something. And if that's the case, I want my guys first striking on the double block to just rid ourselves of an opponent's creature. So we're going to go ahead and accept the Soul Bond here, with the thought being that if he attacks with the Swine, we can actually just double block kill it, and hope our opponent doesn't think that through. So yeah, of course we want a Soul Bond, and we're going to ship the turn. If we hit another land, and even if we don't to a degree, we're still fine with this, basically what you can think of as a 4-power first striker blocking duo here. And that's not what we want to see. It's probably scoop time at this point. We won't have to show him any other tech that we have. Especially if he has any sort of peel or removal here, he's just gonna use it and blow us out. So assuming he gets in here for quite a bit, even if we block 5, we're taking 6 down to 7, with the thought being maybe we play out the Seraph or something. I don't even know if I like that line of play. I'm not a big scoop fan, early scoop fan, so we are going to just do what we can and see what we draw into. Though he's going to have the ability to kill us in any case. So yeah, this is going to be a scoop, even though we can get our Seraph in the air. That doesn't really buy us a whole lot because there's 3 creatures that are getting in, so we'll concede this one. I'm almost to a point where I want to get back into the 17th land and just pull something out. And I think that's what we're going to do. I want to keep Zellstrike in because we trade up on his boar with almost all of our creatures with 2 power, or even with 1 power, actually. I don't know what I would take out. Maybe we would just take out the Bladed Bracers and toss in a Plains. I don't think Bladed Bracers is going to be as good as I was hoping it would be. So our opponent liked his deck enough that he's going to resubmit it, and we would like to play first again. And this is a much, 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 much more playable hand. 3 lands and a curve of 1, 2, 3 plus removal is the exact spot I want to be in with this deck. So we'll go ahead and play out our Stonewright, turn 1. Pass the turn off to our opponent, who may or may not be here. Maybe use the deck tech as a restroom break. And we are going to just F6 his turn. There's nothing that we're going to be doing on it. Alright, so he cantripped his growth, which is fine. We are going to just attack and then play out our Crewing Striker. Now I'm going to have to think what I want to pair with a Striker, and I think I do want to pair the Stonewright for now. I don't think there's going to be a better target that's going to come out just yet, so we also hope he doesn't get his red land out so that our heirs can attack in on turn 5. And we'll go ahead and play out the Striker, and yes, we will Soul Bond. And ship the turn over. See if our opponent has a 2-drop. If he doesn't, he's going to be taking a good amount of damage. And he does. And it's probably a 2-drop that we will trade with to trample over. So a mountain is the draw we want to see. Let's think here. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and play this out and then see if he wants to trade his only creature on board for our trample. Because we're fine with putting the Stonewright on the red Intimidate with him not having a red land out yet. So, okay, that looks like the right split. So we're in an okay spot. We actually hope that he has the Scrapskin Drake in hand because that can't block anything that we want to do to him. The other thing we would hope is that he's playing out a 1 toughness creature, which that is not. Even still, we'll give him the option to trade that. We know that he won't. And this is a very, very interesting scenario now. We can bring in the Lancer here and still give it giving our Stonewright the Soul Bond and enough power to pump and kill the mage if he wants to block it, meaning we're going to get in for a guaranteed 4 to 5 damage. Or we try to play out the heirs and give it first strike on our next turn, or put the heirs with the Stonewright, and this is where the lines of play become very interesting. I think I like being able to pump Stonewright my Lancer and give myself the option here. So let's put the first strike on the Lancer, giving our Stonewright the ability to outright kill his mage, not even a trade, or trade off with a Malcontent. So we'll begin combat here and attack with our 2 friends. We know he has no tricks because he's out of mana. He's going to block that guy and trade off his Force Mage, which is a great play for us because we can get another 2 damage in onto our opponent. And his board presence is kind of falling off. We still have removal for a 1 toughness creature, as well as our heirs coming out next turn, and our first strike guys being able to be pumped up to 5 power. So he's got to be able to peel us here to have a chance, or into the Voidus rather. And that's exactly what he does. That's fine. We'll just end up playing that card out again next turn, and letting our Stonewright get in again. So that's a good pick for us here. But we're still going to go along the same line of play of soul bonding these 2 guys. I think he only bought himself 1 turn here. And of course we want to soul bond with that guy, so they both have first strike and fire breathing. We will begin combat with our Stonewright. After we begin combat, we'll see if he wants to trade off this guy, not realizing the first strike is there. So of course we will pump him and get in for 3 more. If he does have more bounds, it does slow us down, but we have enough lands out in this game that it's still okay. Not great for us, but okay. I'm almost considering guising my own guy at this point. Obviously a dumb move, but I don't know that he's going to play anything with 1 toughness. And he's probably going to Crippling Chill on our turn here, is what I'm thinking. So we'll go ahead and attack in and see what happens. Alright, so he Crippling Chills the guy with a little bit more power. That's fine. We don't know if we want to show him the heirs, because maybe whatever he's splashing red for, he would consider not doing it if he got mana screwed sometime. So we maybe want to pump the Stonewright up to a 6 here, and keep the heirs on board. Let's see if he blocks here, and then we'll make that thought as we need to. Yep, he's going to block, and so we are going to does he have the power to join assault? Yes. But we don't want to get out of heirs range, so tough call here. If he has a joint assault, we lose our fire breather to the joint assault. But we are going to make him have it, I believe, so that we can get our heirs out and get our heirs first strike. Okay, good, he just didn't have it. So that means that we are going to play out our heirs successfully. He's really got to do something big here, like an Into the Void, which he very well could have. We did see one of those already. It's tapping at least 4 mana, up to 6. Okay. We have enough power on board where we can just kill that. That's fine. We also have the Guise of Fire to think about. So let's see exactly how much mana we have. If we were to pump this guy up to a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can't do it on this turn, sadly. it's going to take next turn because our Lancer is in an unenviable position, let's just say. And I don't want to trade out my Stone Right because that's the only way we get rid of the Vorse Claw. So we're going to play out the Vigilante Justice and ship the turn over. I don't like letting my opponent have a turn where he basically stalled us out as the fast deck, but once that Lancer untaps, he's going to be in a very good spot. Yeah, so next turn we have the option to kill some things. Alright, well, we don't know what he's saving mana back for. We don't know what his last two spells are. I just don't think we care. So we're going to take the smart route here and attack with the Lancer and either kill off his Swine or his Vorse Claw. If we had drawn a Mountain there, then we could attack with the Stone Right also, but we don't have that luxury. So we'll see if he wants to double block here, would be his only option to save face. And if he doesn't, we're just going to pump it up pretty high. Okay, so he's going to double block. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and kill the Vorse Claw. Okay. So it kind of stinks losing our first strike ability, but we did trade up a 3 converted mana cost creature for his 6. So it's probably an okay place to be. If we can get another creature out to Soul Bond, we're not in that bad of a spot. I think his bounces and Crippling Chill early on did actually buy him enough time to get in a favorable spot. Plus now he has the ability to cycle into another card. If only he was a Swine Angel, huh? Alright, he's going to make the Swine fairly large. Nope, he's going to make himself fairly large so that he can't be guised, which is the opposite of what I wanted. So he can go ahead and get in with his Boar. It's fine. If we draw a Revolt here, that's going to be the big out. Okay, or Riot Ringleader. We'll go ahead and kill off the Timberland Guide so that we can attack with our friends by Vigilante Justice and guising him. So on our main phase here, we want to use as much of our Plains mana as possible. We're going to throw 1 onto that guy. Okay, and we do want to Soul Bond these guys. We like having a giant attacker. Okay, so he's got 1 on him. This will put him out of the game and let our whole team swing in. So we probably will just pump our Stone Right up and give him basically 1 more turn to figure out an answer to us. We have enough power on the board where plus Fire Breathing, where he really has to get removal here, because even putting 1 creature on the board isn't going to quite do it for him. If he has a big tempo card like Into the Void, we are in bad shape. Okay, Force Mage is a fairly nice card for him to have drawn also. So I don't think he's actually going to get in because he would lose the game in that case. A Thatcher's Revolt wins it here. A Plains does not. We're going to keep that in hand. No reason to put it out on the board. So let's think here. If we just go ahead and attack with everything, we will at least get in for... If he lets the heirs get in, that's going to have to be his play, because if he lets any of the other 2 get in, they just outright win the game. So with him only having 1 card in hand, that's where we want to be. We're going to declare everything, because we can kill off both of his guys and still have 1 creature left on the board. So let's see what he decides to block. So he's going to block the Swine and the Force Mage. That's fine. We don't need to pump this guy at all. We'll go ahead and pump him up to Swine killing power, even with a Joint Assault. Okay, so he's got 6. He would kill the Joint Assault. We'll give him the the 4 there, just because we don't need our mana for anything else, and say okay. So we also are in the spot where with Vigilante Justice out, we just need to draw a creature before he kills us. Okay, or that. So I like the mana curve of that. I don't think Bladed Bracers would be the card that we care about. And let's go ahead, submit our deck. And okay, another fine deck that we just need to draw mana on. So we do not want to mulligan. And our opponent does choose to play first, which is what he should do. He does not have his Abundant Growth in hand. That's good for us. Okay, we are in a very good spot here. With the Thunderbolt in hand, too, in case he wants to, excuse me, bring out the Drake. We're just going to ship this turn, F6 it. We can't do anything, so. Okay, a good card to draw, but I feel like I feel like turn 1 again. Where we just don't have the mana, and it's going to end up screwing us. So let's think who we want to pair with our Stonewright. And as much as I'd love to get in for 3 on this turn here, we are not going to Soulbond these guys because we want the Cruin Striker to be the Fire Breather, I believe. Though, if he doesn't play another creature out next turn, we can get in for 5. Okay, you know what? We are going to Soul Bond here, and get in for 3 and then possibly 5. We are... Ooh. Second time I've done that in this video. We are the aggro deck, and we need to be the aggro deck, so... let's see what our opponent ends up playing out. And even if we don't hit our land, we're still fine because we would play a Cruin Striker out, and not be very far behind. Okay, our opponent is prisoning our Lightning Mauler, which is a good waste of his turn. We can actually... you know what, we don't care about that. And a great draw here in our plains. So we're going to go ahead and throw out the... Well, first thing we're going to do is throw out our Cruin Striker. We're going to go ahead and Fire Breathe this guy to knock the prison off. Oh, an ability doesn't count. You guys didn't see that. Okay, well we lost a point of damage by not understanding that an ability isn't a targeted spell. Learning time for all of us here. So now we'll just get in for 1. And wish we hadn't have made that last play. Though we are going to throw 4 damage to his head with the Malcontents next turn, so that's nice. And I don't actually think we are. We're going to play out our Commander. Okay. And we're going to give him the option to trade his Boar for our Trample. Which we don't think he'll do, but you never know. He can get him with his Boar all he wants because our next turn is going to be a very large turn. Okay, Geist Trappers is fine. If we pull a Thatcher's Revolt here, we are in a wonderful spot. And we also got to remember, we can do 3 to his head with Thunderbolt, so... Oof. Okay, we're going to play another one of these, and our next turn is going to be very good. We are not in a spot just yet. On our next turn we will be, though, where we can attack with team and potentially win. If he has a bounce spell in hand, though, he's just got to not even think and play it here. Eee, that's not the card he wants in this case. Okay, so we are in a very good spot. Just a very good spot. We'll play out our Malcontents, probably swing with team and Thunderbolt for the win here. So let's stack these up the right way. Alright, he's down to 7. Our creatures are very large. We are going to declare attackers and win. The thing is, we're going to at least get through with, at the very worst, 7 points of damage here. I don't think unless he's got some peel that he can win this. Okay. I think he might realize it's a scoop here. The fact that he doesn't makes me wonder. Yeah, okay. GG to our opponent. And again, we just kind of blew people out with our fast white-red deck. So I'm going to grab some water. If you can't tell, I'm getting a little hoarse. I've had some work things and some calls. I do IT consulting, so if I'm not on the road, I'm remote on a lot of calls and things like that. But anyways, thanks for watching round one. Glad we got another win out for you guys. If you like what you see, subscribe. If you didn't like some of the plays, let me know. For those of you that don't know, sorry, just a quick aside. I've only been playing Magic for a little over a month in any format, not just online. I had not seen a game of Magic until right around the beginning of May. So I'm still very new and learning quite a bit, and would be happy to hear anyone's comments or suggestions on how I could play better. So thank you, everyone, and we'll see you in round two.